Another big pattern change is coming to the United States. But real quick, I wanted to take a look at the satellite or infrared imagery from about 12:03 p.m. today. From today, it and if you take a look, it is just very quiet across parts of across parts of most of the United States, except for parts of the southern eastern tier. But even then, it's not been anything significant. We've had some showers and storms pretty much all throughout the day, and that will continue. That will continue, but will begin to die down as the time goes on. But this pattern that we've been seeing will begin to change. If we take a look at tomorrow, Saturday, July 27th, we have a slight risk of severe weather back up here for parts of North Dakota, and this is an we have seen a slight risk yesterday and today, but it's big because there is a slight chance for some tornadoes, damaging winds, and an isolated chance for large hail. But we have not seen something like that in quite a while, and we will begin to see more of this eventually extend down into the Ohio Valley region and eventually maybe down into the Midwest and Ohio Valley regions as the days skip ahead. But I do want to briefly go over this slight risk for parts of North Dakota. So if we take a quick look. We have a small risk for large hail right up here. That's more back kind of further east parts and more parts of northern Minnesota. The tornado chance is also in that same relative area for them storms that move into the area. There will be a chance for some tornadoes in that area, along with some more for some damaging hail, but that slight risk for there can really be any damaging winds in that area, in that marginal risk. In this area, there can really be any damaging winds kind of in this whole area, and even anything further down here if anything forms, anything further down there. However, but that is that. But so let's go to the radar. I'm sorry, let's go to the radar now for that day. So this is Saturday at 10 a.m. Saturday, July 27th at 10 a.m. It's very quiet. However, you notice at around 2 p.m. we could begin to see some storms begin to fire here in Minnesota, which is actually a lot further east than what they were anticipating. I wouldn't be surprised if these start to fire a little bit further back than what is anticipated. However, there will be storm initiation around 2 to 4 p.m. And these storms right here that will fire, they will begin to move more northeasterly, which could bring some that isolated tornado and damaging hail and wind chance when the storms initially move up into that region where it's highlighted. However, if we take a look back into more of western North Dakota, we have some more storms that develop, and those storms eventually will kind of try to congeal. They will try to kind of become something here, but they kind of congeal and they'll squash each other, and eventually they will die off quickly, and we will have maybe some more development further back behind that line that moves up. And this is at around 10. This is around 10. We'll have some more storms in that area, kind of in this general area. Really, in this whole area, we'll have some general storms that could bring the chance for some isolated large hail and or a couple tornadoes, but that should be all for that risk. Now, start talking about the pattern change. With the pattern change coming, we will be seeing exceptionally high temperatures really in this kind of tier, in the Midwest into the Ohio Valley tier of the United States. Starting off, this if we take a look at the European model that goes about 10 days out, immediately we see these temperatures get extremely high across the area that the area that has got a bit of a break, we could say, those temperatures will be coming right back. And that's because of a ridge that will eventually sit over here, and as it moves further east, preventing any storms from getting in, which was why they'll kind of skirt across the north because of this ridge that sits across the area here. It'll kind of prevent any big major storms getting in. However, the ones that do could go big. However, that will be unlikely, but these temperatures will be exceptionally high. They will be exceptionally high in the coming weeks, and then we'll see areas like that is not like this kind of East Coast. The East Coast has been pretty much in the cooler side. We will see a return of 90s to possibly even 100s in some areas. However, the Midwest, especially North Texas, the panhandle of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Kansas, Nebraska, maybe even portions of South Dakota, they will be in that scorching heat. And I mean that will not like give relief to the areas for possibly weeks on end. If we go to the central United States here, we see like 80s to 90s all across the region here. And and I mean this is just going to be sweltering heat. It's going to be uncomfortable heat. And this and if we go to the next day, it gets even hotter, especially for the Oklahoma region, especially for the Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas region. We could see temperatures hit upwards of 110 in some areas, but or 105 in some areas. They will be in the hundreds, and it will just be uncomfortable in most areas, and really kind of realistically anywhere in kind of this region, it will be uncomfortable. It will be very uncomfortable. But there will be relief. If we go at the future radar here and we take a look at what is to come, we'll see that we'll have the green up top, that 1,000 here's that slight risk here. That's that slight risk for any storms. Shouldn't be too much of a big threat that I am anticipating. However, we could see a couple isolated tornado warnings here and there, but the severe weather activity will quickly begin to pick up as a very active weather pattern will return to United States along with that intense heat. As we'll see, with that ridge kind of sat pretty much like here, we'll kind of have storms kind of flow almost off the top of it, and you can see these low pressure systems that form here kind of travel in this direction. And here's a good example. We have this low pressure system right here could cause some severe weather in the Midwest, and there will be some severe weather coming in the future to the Midwest. We will be seeing a lot more severe weather return after a nice break that we've had. We have had a break in most areas, but we will begin to see temperatures rise back to well above average in all of the United States, along with severe weather all beginning in the Midwest. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see everybody in the next forecast.